I'm sort of quite fascinated and curious as to if you're working with any other aliens apart from just the reptilians. Are there any other sort of like specific species or types of aliens out there that you're working with on the real side?
Yeah, there are illegal aliens that are from Mexico. That's just a joke. The thing is that, so the word alien is interesting, isn't it? So again, you might say we're all immigrants. And I don't look at, it's not about the body types. Those are body types. Aliens, humans, earthlings, whatever. They're just body types. And so you see all these things in the movies too. It's like in the Star Wars bars. There's many body types. And I look at the heart of the individual. And so, yes, constantly with different people. And again, it's those people that are ready. The boys, Rebazar and the boys, they bring them if they're to come to me and to, find what I'm doing, then they'll bring them around to this, etc. Those that are ready. And many are given the chance, but, for the most part, they just come and go. They're just trying to take the knowledge. They think the knowledge is it. And the knowledge is just reference. Yeah, we have better knowledge and a better reference than anybody, but the thing is that that's very secondary to the reality. This is where I try to get people to have real side experiences, and you're starting to see what's going on here because you're in creation. You're starting to see it, but I don't keep track of that. It's like people I may be on the street or something, this or that, black or white, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, Indian. I don't keep track of that. What I keep basically track of is the people that show up and are wanting to, step up and, take on this challenge of presenting this to the world. Because, again, the world's dying very rapidly and most people are just watching it die. Well, I'm not. I like, and I do care, and I like the challenge of presenting this creatively. And we go through a lot of challenges. We're at Orange Coast College right now, and huge challenges. And Val and Kelsey are taking this on, and we all are. And it's part of it. It's part of it. The resistance is part of it. And through it, by the very fact that they're resisting, they're marketing us. They're creating rumors and they're creating all this, that they're spreading this for us. It's free marketing ploy by them that enhances us because people become aware of it. They have the opportunity, good, bad, or indifferent, because we're in the age of sensationalism. And most people look to sensationalism. So again, the boys will use any means they can to try and see if people will pay attention to what's going on. So yeah, we're into all factors here. This is the big adventure, young man. And again, you're there. Look at, Europe. You have so many different alien factors all over the world going on, but they all look, like the queen. She looks just like a regular person, right? She's a reptilian queen. She's a witch. She eats children. This is where all the kidnapping children go to. They go to her. They love children. They go to the reptilians. That's where all these missing children go to.
Yeah,
very real. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was reading how the statistic in the UK alone is about, I think, 400,000 children go missing every year, and it's far more so than people realise. They just think it's just the one or two people they see on the television, but the statistics are really alarming. About 500,000 children every year going missing and stuff. Yeah.
Where do they go? They just disappear? Well, they do, because this is human farming. Just like if you were a chicken farmer, you got 50,000 chickens out there in a big factory somewhere. Well, from time to time you pick the chickens, don't you? You go through there every day or every week and you pick a couple hundred chickens to market. Well, then there's more chickens. And so, the chickens are looking at each other, but there's so many of them, they don't realize how many are missing, do they? They ain't counting them. And some of them do react to it, just like the people that their kids are missing, they react. But, the 400,000, you're not seeing them reacting. And even if they are, they're not going to put it on the news because they don't want to disturb the other people that are dumbed down. You see? But yeah, you see what is huge? You see how huge it is? There's millions every year that go missing. And they just disappear? No, they don't. They can be on hikes in the mountains or whatever, and then they just disappear. They can be on some vacation or whatever, and they just disappear. They don't just disappear. You know, when the bosses of this matrix want what they want, they just simply give the orders, and then they've got their little minions, they've got their military or whoever they use out there to go get them. See? They do that. And they set up all these things like human slaves, slavery, prostitution, and all that, and drug pens and whatever. Hey, the Clintons were involved in all that when he was governor and even when he was president. They're drug dealers. They've destroyed people left and right. This is what they do. And she's confronted constantly, but you see, she's protected by the world reptilians. So that's why these people don't go to jail or prison or whatever, because they all protect each other. Yeah, they just kind of schmooze over it. Yeah, they're all in agreement, and they've got huge karma too. So they got to go through lifetimes. They're setting themselves up. So they're getting away with nothing, and it doesn't matter. It's about awareness. So they do what they do, and a lot of people know. Well, that's fine. They have the knowledge, just like David Icke is presenting. About the reptilians. You have the knowledge, but at the same time, people want to know these things, but at the same time, all of a sudden they realize, my gosh, the whole place is reptilian. What do we do? Well, they don't know what to do because they don't know about their real awareness. So actually, then they become afraid unconsciously. Then they become tap-lined, you see? And actually what David Icke and David Wilcox and all the others are doing, they seem to be providing this knowledge, but actually they're setting people up for reptilian tap-lining by the very fact that they're even more open to it, you see? Yeah, and they don't have a way out until they find the real guides and the new you. Yeah, they're trapped, they're stuck. So their knowledge means nothing. They can think, oh, I know this or that, but guess what? It's just a setup for tap lining. Yeah, everything is here.
So the likes of David Icke and Wilcox and such, they on the physical level, they wouldn't be aware that they were setting people up for tap lining, but on the higher levels, they would be aware, or still be aware.
No, not necessarily. Again, they're the sum total, so they're doing what they're doing, and until they recognize their real awareness and recognize that, their real awareness, which they don't recognize, is aware of it, but your real awareness is like the sun shining. It doesn't have a physical body. It operates the 5 physical bodies, but it doesn't. It can't make the decisions. It can provide, the awareness if you, the little part, will recognize it and eventually totally recognize yourself. But other than that, for the most part, they're not interested anyhow because they're popular. They're marketing things. It's working. Hey, so again, that popularity means a lot to they're self-absorbed. It's only obvious because they haven't accelerated from what they haven't expanded upon what they're presenting. They're presenting the same old nonsense, and they've got to creatively make it sound good every day, just like Tony Robbins over here and his products and whatever makes you feel good and whatever about being a better business person and taking care of your personal stuff and doing a better business. It's all one-dimensional. That's as far as it goes. They don't want to touch what I have simply because, then they wouldn't be able to control their audience. They've got a good paying audience there, and they've got control. People love that control and power. They really do. But they, at the same time, just like the religions, they say it's all benevolent and all this stuff. No, it's all about power and control. It's really what it is. They don't want to give that up. The Dalai Lama and all them and all these rishis and gurus, they're all the same. They love worshipers. It looks so groovy, and just do the hue or the or whatever it is, and these Muslims and these Indian gurus and all this stuff. Yeah, they love the power and control. They don't see it. They become obsessed and absorbed after a while. Yeah, they like that popularity. They're the master, just like Harry Klump on stage, Harold Klemp, on stage. I knew Harold personally, etc. I knew them all. And again, he became self-absorbed and possessed by Joni. She took over. So she runs the corporation, not him. Everybody thinks he's the master and he decides whatever. No, when you see him on the real side, he is a little black dot in darkness that you can't even see him. He is so black and evil. But on this side here, he's got this body. And again, he has a right to that body, and he'll go through the process. But when you see him on the real side, and he will project images on the real side to people. He can do that. He can create images on the real side, so they think he's the master. But guess what? All those people that look to him, they're trapped in the lower astral realm, and they're thinking that they're higher initiates and they're on higher levels, whatever. No, they're not. But they can think whatever they want, and life isn't about thinking. That's just something that you do with your mind here, and the brain is a receiver. The brain does not think. It has components like your car. Your car doesn't think, but you can drive it. And like your computer, you utilize it, but it doesn't think. You activate the thinking. Your real awareness activates the thinking. And after a while, it just becomes, like your astral projection, it just becomes a process. It becomes automatic. You don't even have to think anymore. It's just automatic. You have the knowledge to automatically go. Just like your computer. When you just put in a few letters and all of a sudden it goes to Amazon. All you have to put in is AMA, and all of a sudden Amazon comes up. Because again, it's already, you've already set up the routine, haven't you? And all your passwords, you don't even have to put them in anymore. It's all set up. You see, that's how the mind and body is. It becomes a routine, a setup, especially today with how the intellectual, literalized world has been set up. This is what they want because they control the machinery. They control the matrix. They control the internet. They control everything. And so, but you decide to become more aware. Yes, and to supersede all that while you're here. Then you use these things like your car. See? But you don't get into your car and all of a sudden the car steers the car. You see, you're steering it. But all of a sudden if you get in the car and it starts steering it, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? And it's deciding where to go. Well, that's where the GPS and all these things are coming in, to where they want you to be hands-free so they can decide where you're going. You see, you set the course, but a lot of people are going to end up where they're not going to want to be because they control where you're going to be going. Just like all the kidnapped children, they're deciding, when you're next with the human farming. Yes, and they're always watching who they want next and what they want to do. This is just how it is here. So, yes, lucky you found us. So, yeah, you're doing fine.
Okay, so David Icke and the like and such, even though they might believe they're sort of providing a service, of course what they're doing is therefore detrimental in regards to tap lines and stuff. They would actually be putting themselves in very dark places in the future through cause and effect. And
yeah, just look at them on the real side. You don't have to accept what I'm saying. Learn to see them on the real side. Learn to look behind the curtain. Hey, the Pope likes his job. So does the president. Trump's a knucklehead. He's probably a lot better than, but they're all bought off knuckleheads. But they're all the same. And Obama was the worst. Everybody thought Obama was wonderful. This man destroyed so many wonderful people, created 7 wars. I would see him on the real side when I started the Vessel Project. He tried to stop it. This man's totally evil. Yeah, they're all reptilians, but they look good. They put on a good show like actors. They play their parts, but it's their intent. You learn to see on the real side their intent. Just look at their intent. And the Queen, she looks good too. What the hell does the Queen do? And where did she get all this money? Did she really work hard at a 9-to-5 job and then plus get overtime and bonuses for the $12 trillion that she brags about? No, she stole it all. She destroyed others, and she stole everything that she has. All the reptilians do. All they do is steal and destroy. All these rich people in the world, all the capitalists, all these different, rich countries, they stole it all. They steal labor. You see? In other words, everything is for everybody. Everybody can be fine, but there's certain individuals, they're just not satisfied with that. They want to take everything that everybody else has, and they want to see them fail, so that they're subservient, so they feel good about themselves. They become self-absorbed. Yes, you see it all over the place, and many people want to be like them. Well, go ahead. Go want to be like them. Yeah. Life's bigger. It's a lot better. But again, so now you have the reference material from the new presentation, and you decide your adventure, Kevin. So you've got a lot there to look at and decide, and there's always more. Yes, there is, young man.